I'm not ashamed to choose a position in life that's considered lesser. I've stopped giving advice to people who don't ask for it. You know, no one is gonna fully understand the perspective you see in your relationship or what your partner sees in the relationship. So they're just gonna look on the outside and fill it in with assumptions. And hello, welcome to my channel. I'm Anereemorgan. If you've been here before, thank you so much for the support. I appreciate it. If this is your first time here, welcome. I'm Aneree. Please subscribe to my channel and check out my other videos on the channel. That will probably give you a feel of what this channel is about. So we've made it to the end of the year 2023. I mean, if you're accustomed to my channel, you know I always post videos about self-growth, improving, lessons I've learned, all of those type of stuff. So I felt like giving a review of my 2023, just what I've learned over the year, I mean how I've grown. I figured it would be a great addition to this channel. I think the most important thing is that you don't end the year the exact same way you started it, or that you ended it better, because you can move backwards and that's not ideal, right? Okay, so I made notes on my tablet, but the notes that I made come directly from my diary. And do we say diary as adults or journal? But this is my journal. I mean, I picked it up I think in Target or so. I don't journal daily, but I do it quite often throughout the year, and it's a great way to see where my mindset was as time progresses. So yeah, from my diary I made notes on my iPad. Even if our lessons were different, my aim in sharing this video is to inspire you to either set your own goals or reflect on what you've learned. You know, just be more in tune with yourself, because I found out that the more you progress with your maturity, the more peace you have going about your daily lives. So things that would stress me out or put me in a panic or make me angry a couple years ago, now I'm just calm about it. It's like you kind of process life different and things are just a whole lot easier. And a lot of these growth processes come with reflection. So my aim is to inspire you to reflect. Okay, so my number one goal this year, it sounds ridiculous to some people who don't understand, but I said, okay, at the beginning of the year, I had like 50 subscribers on my YouTube, and I said that I wanted to be a YouTube partner by the end of the year. And to be a YouTube partner, you have to have at least 1,000 subscribers and 3,000 to 4,000 watch hours. So that was my number one goal, and I achieved it before the end of the year, which to me is a very big deal. I mean, a lot of times when I set my goals, I tend to set the date not unrealistic, but a little bit earlier than average time, if that makes sense. So if I know that it takes a year for the average YouTuber to be a part of the YouTube partner program, I set the goal to be like 6 months, which they say it's not good to set goals like that because you're not being realistic and it can like deter you and everything related to that. But for me, giving myself a time crunch kind of make me, I kind of know in my head that if it doesn't land on 6 months, it'll land on 8 months, which was exactly the situation that happened. So I don't know, that's just how I do it. Okay, so that was my main goal, and I was able to achieve it. So now I want to talk about the mental lessons that I learned. Okay, my number one lesson this year was I have to live in the moment. It sounds simple. Sometimes we say things and we hear it a lot. Like you always hear people say to live in the moment, but you don't get the true meaning of the words until you find a reason that make you really hit you hard. And then I wrote, don't be focused on the future too hard. Of course, set your goals and set your plans and set the way you want to get to it, but don't be so focused that you're missing what's going on in the moment. And don't be too focused on your past, because you definitely cannot change the past. You can reflect on your past and make sure you don't make the same mistakes again, but don't sit down in sadness because of decisions you made in the past, it will get you nowhere. You're losing out on the present. And also, when we sit and we reflect, a lot of times you realize that you're currently living an experience, or you currently have something that you used to desperately want in the past, and you eventually got it. And even if you're living currently in a rough patch, meaning things aren't exactly how you want it in the moment, because I could say I'm currently in that situation, it's important to enjoy the little things. So enjoy every bite of your favorite meal. Enjoy like that sunny walk that you have outside. So if it's cold every day and you have one day where the temperature went up, enjoy that walk. You know, like the little things. You're driving on the highway to work or whatever, enjoy your playlist. Enjoy those things, because the most important thing is that you have life today. Yeah, because tomorrow is not guaranteed. I got this lesson from earlier in this year, but last month I think it really like struck me. I had a classmate from pharmacy school. She wasn't my friend. I don't think she would have considered me her friend, but she was an acquaintance, and I used to hang out with her a few times and stuff. And she celebrated her 26th birthday, and the very next day she was at work, and she was suddenly gone from us. And I think it hurt me a lot because of how young she was. I mean, she was a year younger than me. She was such a sweet girl. She was so unproblematic. I mean, you just, like, anytime I was around her, you don't get any bad vibe, no discomfort being in her presence or anything. She was always like cheerful. Like, she was doing well in her career, from what I understand. From what we know, she had no health problems or anything, and she just suddenly left us like that, and it really shook me. Yeah, tomorrow is not guaranteed, so we have to live in the moment. Even though I'm not exactly where I want to be right now, I'm enjoying the little things as much as I can. That one was so heavy for me. I don't know. My second lesson has to do with my ego. So I started focusing more on what I wanted to do with my life, and not necessarily what others want me to do or think is best for me. And I mean, not in the most selfish way. So I'm not going to do anything that jeopardizes anybody else that's in my life. But I mean, ego in the way where I'm not ashamed to choose a position in life that's considered lesser. And in that way, I'm talking about me not necessarily wanting to work in the pharmaceutical industry, which, I mean, the only reason why I ended up in that career path was because I never wanted to disappoint. But now I realize that, okay, I'm not happy going along that road, and I need to drop any shame and guilt that I have attached to not going in that direction, and really focus on what I want for myself career-wise, because at the end of the day, it's what I'm doing with my time, and nobody else that wants me to do anything else is gonna be in that pharmacy with me standing for 12 hours. I don't want to be stuck trying to please people while I'm unhappy with my physical body and time and energy and mental health. My next lesson has to do with giving advice to people and stuff like that. So this was really my lesson for the year 2022. So I guess I was exercising it in 2023. So I've stopped giving advice to people who don't ask for it. So, you know, if you have a friend or family member that you care about, and they say they're going to do X or do something that you've been through, and you know it's not necessarily the best route for them. So in the past, I would tend to either give my experience and say, it's not the best idea for you to do this because this, these are all the things that can happen to you and whatever. And it's not that it's coming from a sense of hate or dislike for the friend. It's just more like fear. And I learned the lesson already. I would never want you to go through that experience as well. So I would be ready to advise them. I now know that if the friend is determined that, okay, I think this is the best route for me at this moment, the best thing I can do is encourage it because that's what they want to do. And only if they ask for my advice, like to say, what do you think, Aneree, about this? Have you been in this position? What do you think is the best route or whatever? Because at the end of the day, it doesn't mean that their experience have to end the same way mine did. At the end of the day, I only give advice when I'm asked. So if somebody says they're going to do this, I'll be like, okay. I mean, there are many cases in which this works out. So I really hope it works out for you as well. And genuinely hope it work out for them, you know, instead of saying, you know, it's like a 20% chance it's going to work, because what if they really do hit that 20% chance? And the thing is, sometimes it's best to let people learn their own lesson, because you just saying it to them, they're not going to receive it and understand it the way you're trying to tell them, because your perspective is unseen to them. So let's say someone is planning on starting a business venture that I'm even successful in. I'm doing well in it and everything. Even then, I'm still not going to give advice unless they directly ask me for it. Okay, my next lesson for the year is also a lesson I learned in 2022, so I practiced it in 2023. Has to do with privacy. So what I wrote here is that keep relationship and goals to myself. Okay, so on the point of relationship, if you're building with someone else, a significant other, the worst thing is to have outside noise inside of it. You know, no one is going to fully understand the perspective you see in your relationship or what your partner sees in the relationship. So they're just going to look on the outside and fill it in with assumptions and then somehow tell you, oh, do this, do that, do that. And okay, my personal experience is that my partner is Nigerian and I'm Jamaican. So even though our cultures are similar, they're very different. And on both sides, there are reservations or there are stereotypes that are attached to my Jamaican culture and stereotypes that are attached to his Nigerian culture. And people on the outside would tend to want to say, hey, watch out for this, watch out for that, watch out for this, da, 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 and whatever. Or just give their 2 cents on the Nigerian they dated back in the days that did this, or the Jamaican they dated that did this, that, and the third to them, or whatever. And at the end of the day, I'm the one that's in the relationship. I know why I chose this person. We are the only ones who know the intricacies of the relationship and the dynamics of it, and everybody else is just assuming on the outside. So I realized that it's more peaceful to just keep our private life private, you know, if that makes sense. How I used to do this different is I used to have friends and family and stuff, and every little argument or every little thing that goes on, I don't think they had bad intentions for the relationship, but they're giving their advice on their perspective, which is not necessarily going to be the best thing for my dynamic. Do you understand? And it's the same thing with goals. I mean, for me to tell someone that's heavily career driven that I want to be a YouTuber, if 10 people ask me what I'm doing and I say, hey, I'm working on a YouTube channel, 9 of them are gonna say, you have to do something more realistic, you know, you need to secure yourself, you know, you need to do da 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 da, and you have to be more. I don't think it's coming from a bad end at all. I really don't. But they're giving their advice based on their perspective, their beliefs, and their fears. And I don't want someone to implant their fear on me or communicate their doubt to me, because I just find it a lot easier to just keep things to myself without getting outside noise involved. And another thing that I practiced heavily this year, and I'm very proud of it, is manifesting. So as I said, this is my diary. Majority of the things I write in this diary, especially of late, is manifesting. I don't know the powers behind it or anything, but I have strong beliefs, I guess, in writing things, and I believe that if I write things in the way that it will happen, saying da 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 will happen by, and I date it by January 2024, da 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 will happen by March. So I did this throughout the year, and this thing worked. I don't know how to explain it enough to not make it seem crazy that it works, but manifesting works, okay? And it's not just manifesting blindly to say I want I'll have $1 million by X date, but it's making realistic manifestation. Another way of manifesting is also just to not speak negative things, you know. I think I need to be a bit better with that, where I would be like, oh, it's too hard, how will I do it? I'll say that to myself and everything, but you know, just say, oh, I can see where this can happen, it definitely will happen, and stuff like that. Talking like that, it actually pushed the vibe in that direction. I don't know. But yeah, okay, so one of the personal goals that I set that I don't think I improved on enough is discipline. I need to learn to say I'm going to do something and stick to it to the T. I'm not so good at that. So I'm going to bring over my 2023 goal of improving my discipline. I'm taking it over into 2024. I really never focused enough on that one. I want to scroll less and do more reading and put my energy towards something else. If it's even to plan other videos or record more videos, post videos more often. But I'll say, okay, I want to post 1 video a week, and it will be like 2-3 weeks before I post another video. So I need to work on that. So my last category to talk about is my physical changes. All right. Okay. So beginning of the year, okay, I don't know if this makes sense or not, but I'm a very big natural hair advocate, meaning I just love the idea of being myself, looking myself, and you know, just repping myself. I just feel more pure, I feel lighter, I'm just happier being myself. And early this year I wanted to have a change because I've been natural for almost a decade before, and I said, okay, I want to wear some bob hairstyles and I want to, you know, rock some bobs. And in February I just went ahead and I permed my hair and I got my bob hairstyle and I rocked it from February to November. And yeah, I had other reasons. I mean, I think I needed a break from the complexities of natural hair and everything. I feel like if I never did that hairstyle, I would still be ungrateful with my natural hair, not loving it as much as I needed to because I so badly wanted a change. In November I decided, you know what, I want to go natural again. So I'm currently on my natural hair journey again, and I'm so excited to just restart the process, to just get back to myself and everything. I am so happy that I actually did the processing. I have no regrets for it because I know that if I never processed it, I'd be sitting here with my natural hair now desiring to wear a bob style. Okay, another physical thing is this year I was more active in the gym, and I'm proud of myself. I was more active, but I wasn't consistent. But I'm giving myself props for being more active. I'm happy for that. So I guess in 2024 now, I'm going to be more consistent. Like to say twice a week, 3 times a week or whatever. But for sure, I know I definitely push my limit. I always before now, I would get like shorter breath and everything. Anytime I run from one area to another, I was so unfit. And I'm still not fit, but I'm definitely better where I could run a mile on the treadmill without feeling like I'm a pass out and everything. Tattoo, oh my god. So I finally got a tattoo. So it's not like the cutest and the neatest, but I always wanted a sun tattoo right here, and I always wanted it to be red. No one gets it. I haven't had one person that says my tattoo makes sense, but it makes sense to me. I've had the sketch for like probably 4 years or so before. I always wanted this exact tattoo. I'm glad I finally got it. I don't think I'm getting any more. I think I'm done with tattoos, but I'm really happy I just finally executed this. It's very simple. It's not obvious. It's not, you know, you're not even seeing it right now. It's so slight, but I'm so happy about it. Diet, I've cut out a lot of junk. So yes, every now and again I will have some junk food. Very rarely now. I've been cooking a lot. I'm so proud of myself. Enjoying my home cooked meal. It's just more pure. My problem with the US though is that it's not so easy to find organic food. So even if I shop at Whole Foods and all those other places, even the things that say organic, they still don't have seeds. So it's still not organic. It's somehow still processed or some chemical thing regarding it. and I'm just not happy with that. Stuff like that make me miss home so much. Like the food there is just so pure and organic. But yeah, so I'm feeling more whole with my diet. I'm proud of it. I hardly eat processed food. Yeah, and like after eating meals, I don't feel heavy and bogged down and like I'm dragging myself. I feel more light and refreshed, and it's a good feeling. Going through the boxed processed food, or so even though I'm cooking at home, I'm not cooking like the packaged stuff. Like, I use single ingredients for the most part. I try my best. I'm not perfect with it. I still put ketchup on my stuff and whatever, but you know, I'm proud of where I am now. Oh, as to relationship, I think this year I'm a lot more secure in my relationship, which I'm happy about. I'm a lot more forgiving of my parents. I mean, especially now that I'm on my path to being a mother. I mean, there's absolutely no way you can be a perfect parent. And as time goes by, I'm letting go of resentment, I guess, that I had towards my parents, which I'm still close to them. I talk to them as often as I can and everything, but you know, I still always had this thing in the back of my head, like why this, and why did this happen, and why did that. But now I know, like, they were trying to figure it out themselves. Another thing with relationships, I bonded a lot more with my sister this year. Yeah, and for 2024 I'm gonna try harder with my brother. I mean, we're all close, but we're like close in the heart. We don't do so well catching up with each other and everything. And I mean, they're very busy people. Everybody has their own lives. Everybody's doing so well. I'm so happy. I'm proud. It's cool being the little sister looking up to my siblings. I just feel like they can do no wrong. I don't know. I think I'm probably annoying with how much I talk about them because they're literally my idols. I guess next year my plan is to have a lot more memorable family time. I don't know. I always thought family was important, but now it's just the most important thing. It's just number one. Absolutely nothing comes before family and the family I'm building, my relationship. Absolutely nothing comes before that. And I'm very strong on it now than I ever was before. So that was my year in review. I hope you enjoyed my video. I hope this somehow takes some reflection in you, because that's the aim. If you like this video, please actually hit the thumbs up. Let me know you actually like it, because that's how I'll know, okay, continue making videos in this sense. Comment, of course. So give me your feedback, ask me questions, send me emails, or message me on Instagram or so. I do respond to them as much as I can, because I do see them. And yeah, and of course, subscribe to the channel. I mean, turn on your notifications so you know every time I post a video. That sounds like such a rehearsed thing because every YouTuber says it, but it's because it does make sense. That's how I'll know that, okay, I'm going in the right direction with my message and stuff. So, I mean, that's it for the video. Thank you so much for watching, and